What's up, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. In the most recent episode of Kail's Coffee Convos podcast, she talked a little bit about why her recent arrest was not aired on Teen Mom 2, her fallout with her friend Mark that we all know about at this point, and a couple of other tidbits that I thought I would share with you. So starting from the very beginning, she claims that the reason why her arrest for, allegedly assaulting her baby daddy Chris Lopez over Lux's haircut was not aired on the show was because it was written in the order that she couldn't discuss it. But I personally do not believe her, because it's just so convenient that every time Chris has gotten arrested or a PFA against him, she's been able to talk about it publicly, and he's been able to talk about it publicly. But now all of a sudden that it's Kail with the arrest and the PFA against her, it's written in the order that it can't be discussed. Come on, a little bit too convenient if you ask me. She continued in the podcast to accuse her friends of liking the attention that they get from being her friend and trying to build brands around it. And you know what? I do have to agree with her on that. Just look at her baby daddy, Chris Lopez. He pretends that he's above being on the show, but he's definitely not above, getting attention from her fans on social media. He's constantly on Instagram Live talking about nothing, and the only people who watch him are followers of Kail's and the show. He's got a podcast where he dishes about her as well. By the way, I've got a recap of his most recent episode coming up after this video. And then she's also got that other friend, Becky, had a podcast as well. She was going to do a podcast with Kail before they fell out. And then she's got some sort of a YouTube channel. Her ex-friend Mark, he's got a YouTube channel with his girlfriend as well. And the list kind of does go on. There are a couple of others whose names I am forgetting at the moment. But here's where I have to disagree with her. She claims that no one she fell out with has ever been a genuine friend to her. And, I just don't believe that you can be the victim in literally every broken relationship. At some point, maybe you're not the genuine person in some of these relationships, or you mutually are not genuine, or you just don't click anymore. I don't think you have to be friends with people forever. Not every relationship is going to go the distance, and that's okay. It doesn't necessarily mean that, someone wronged you or went behind your back. And, in going back to talking about her friends who have podcasts and YouTube channels and this and that, maybe those are things that they wanted to do in the first place. I don't know what these people studied in school. Maybe they studied journalism, maybe they studied communications or marketing or whatever and had it in their hearts to do this anyway. So it might not be, fair to 100% say that the reason they're doing these things is to profit off of being, related or associated to Kailyn Lowry. She also told her co-host Lindsay that, she's learning to just be quiet about certain situations and let the people reveal their true authentic selves in due time. She's like, no one ever believes me about, my broken relationships. They say, you are the common denominator, which is true. She's the common denominator. But she's like, for example, look at Javi. I could have told people that he was doing X, Y, and Z behind my back during our marriage. But when we went on the show Marriage Boot Camp, all of that came to light. And then including in his next relationships, we all know, after Kail, he got with Lauren, they had a baby together, and he has constantly been cheating on her. So, she's like, I could have told people that all of that was happening, but I just shut my mouth knowing that it would eventually come to light because he was not going to change as a person. Now, going back to her broken relationship with her friend Mark, she calls him a troll, basically, for seeking out her enemies to gang up with. Remember, after the falling out, he went to Chris's Instagram Live, told him to check his DMs. He started following Brianna. He started following Watermelon. And then, he started offering me scoops on Kail as well. And she's like, I once asked him to sign an NDA and he got angry at me for questioning his loyalty, but here he is a couple of years later coming out trying to talk to reporters. Remember, he did ultimately publish a story with The Sun. He claims that he didn't get paid for it, but I don't know about that. She says that she was only paid $5,000 to film as 16 and pregnant, or her first season of Teen Mom 2. She wasn't very clear about which it was. And she did it because she needed the money to purchase a car to get herself and her son around. And last but not least, she's like, listen, I won't publish another relationship of mine. I won't publicize it until I'm either engaged or married. But, I am open to casually dating on MTV show. It's a little bit interesting how contradictory she can be, because sure, you might think that you are casually dating, but you might meet someone that captivates you, and there you are already publicizing a relationship to a person that you are not engaged to or married to. I think, she should just kind of let things play out, because you never know how you feel until you are in that situation. And I forgot, this is the last little tidbit. Her 12-year-old son, Isaac, is currently going through a similar fallout that she's going through with her friend Mark. And she's like, it just makes me so sad to think that I'm going through the exact same thing that my 12-year-old is currently going through. And that's something that she, recently had a little bit of a cry about. Guys, what did you think about all of the tea that Kail had to drop about her broken friendship with, Mark? Are you surprised by any of it? And do you believe her explanation for why her arrest cannot be talked about on Teen Mom 2 or on social media? By the way, if you're into my shirt, Housewives of Potomac is coming up. It's time to rep your set. Head over to realitymerch.com to get your reality television merchandise. In the meantime, make sure to let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. And as usual, we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.